Welcome, family, to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, then go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can be notified when we upload a new video. If you are already subscribed, then please give the video a like and share this video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. This podcast is available in 3 forms: audio, video, and a written transcript in order for us to reach our audience. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Prove on my Medium page, which is where I post my transcript. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills to my listeners from around the globe. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing and legal services, all for free. We need your help now more than ever. Our film project, Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins, is funded by the Black grassroots and the global Black family. I'm working with a shoestring budget as our community continues to grow. Our operational costs will also grow. If you got any value from our content this year, please consider supporting our film project in 3 ways. They are as follows: through our virtual store. We provide merchandise such as COVID face masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All the proceeds will go towards our film project. 2, through our PayPal page, GRCAM Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, is a faith-based community advocacy organization. Donations can be used as a tax write-off for U.S. citizens because this is a legal 501c3 nonprofit organization. 3, you can also support our film project by purchasing my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition, which is available on my Amazon author page. I provide each website on my transcript under Show and Prove. You can also find each website on my YouTube channel under About section. When you're supporting our YouTube channel or our podcast, you're supporting an independent Black network which will eventually employ Black people in our films, stage plays, and in our actual business. We're gonna start getting things done. We need to own and control institutions in our neighborhoods. If you are unable to participate on the show, no worries. After the show, I upload my video podcast on my YouTube channel and on my Anchor page. When you have a moment, please watch my latest video podcast. Leave a public comment in the section on my YouTube page and on my Facebook page about the topic. Please share my information with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Instructions on how to participate on the show. First, watch my video podcast. This is called Side A. After I finish my presentation, then I will open up the phone lines through Facebook Messenger. This is called Side B. You can interact with me in real time either by voice call by clicking on the phone icon or by video call by clicking on the camera icon. This video podcast attempts to present relevant information and use critical thinking analysis from a spiritual perspective of what's happening in Black America to form a more just society, starting in America and throughout the diaspora, from news, social issues, cultural issues, and political issues. Our goal is to eventually move our virtual Christian socialist organization from behind a computer, starting in Chicago. Our objective is to serve the hungry, the voiceless, and the powerless, Black people who are considered, quote, the least of these by society standards. GRCAM Media is dedicated to informing and inspiring Black people to live life to the fullest. This video podcast uses social media, webinars, teaching, and lectures to accomplish our goal of informing and inspiring our listeners from around the globe. The goal of the grassroots community activist movement is to provide solutions and strategies to solve Black issues domestically and internationally. Our Black media component Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos / the New Black Voices of Media is an extension of GRCAM. On our YouTube channel, we plan to provide travel, video podcasts, interviews, and guest contributors on the show. We're committed to reporting truthful and accurate news. We're dedicated to bringing stories that spark conversations and topics that are controversial. We believe our viewing audience guides the direction of our platform. Today's topic: what makes GRCAM different from other Black organizations in America? The next topic: watch out for off-code Negroes. The third topic: post-Kyle Rittenhouse trial and the post-Ahmaud Arbery trial. And sexist claim over King Richard's documentary. Another topic: Prince William's comment about Africa. And the last topic is Uprising against France in Guadeloupe. First topic: what makes GRCAM different from other Black organizations in America? At this point, I am the business, I am the grassroots community activist movement. I encourage everyone in my Christian groups, Light of the World Inspirational Group, and Christian Spoken Word Network. Please pray that God would connect me with people with the means to help us raise $500,000 for our film project. Also, leave a public comment about this video podcast and share with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. In contrast, I encourage everyone in my social groups, GRCAM of Chicago, GRCAM of Africa, and the New Black Voices of Media, to please leave a public comment about this video podcast and share with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. My critics tell me if God has given you this vision, then it should not take you 30 years to start it. I ask them, have they purchased my revised book? Have they purchased items from my virtual store? Have they given a donation through our PayPal page? Do they participate on my online talk show? It doesn't matter how bad I would like to get this organization up and running in Chicago. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global Black family, I am unable to do my job at this point blank. Truth be told, Black America don't want a solution. If so, then my revised book would have been on the bestsellers list by now, and there would be no need for me making a film. It takes capital to start and run a business. I'm using our Christian business to make the world a better place by giving young black people an opportunity to build it and to own it. At every level of our business, we will help advance human rights and dignities, support social and economic justice for marginalized black communities. For the Grassroots Community Activist Institute is much more than a new business endeavor. It's a new system. We will be committed to honoring the rights of all people, but especially black people, to live with liberty, security, self-esteem, and freedom of expression and protest, and to have the opportunity to provide for their own needs and contribute to society. We will be committed to achieving equality, equity, opportunities, and justice for the black community that have been historically marginalized, recognizing that this is tied to fair livelihoods that enable individuals, the black family, and the black community to thrive. That's why it's important, that we get this business started. GRCAM Chicago seeks to meet the need of the black community by finding brave and smart black people, African people, and others who will work with me in turning my vision into a reality in our local, national, and international community by integrating these concerns in our day-to-day business activities. Capitalism and the wealth it produces do not create opportunities for everyone equally. The racial wealth gap in America between blacks and white is wider than at any time since the 1920s. GRCAM is a global virtual Christian socialist organization which focuses on uniting continental Africans and the African diaspora, who were stolen from Africa and scattered throughout the diaspora, living as fourth and fifth class citizens in a foreign lands. Our condition is tied to the legacy of slavery and genocide of African people in North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. GRCAM, along with some of the most powerful bloggers in Black America and the diaspora, have made the case that it is time for landless sons and daughters of Mother Africa to self-rule and govern ourselves. This can only happen in Africa. It is time for us to reclaim our ancestral homeland. We have zero interest in overturning the system or being a militant integrationist or an agitator within a sinking ship. GRCAM is not here to fix America's problems. We want to establish an independent nation state of our own on the continent of our ancestors for the victims, descendants of the transatlantic slave trade scattered throughout the diaspora, living as fourth and fifth class citizens in foreign lands. On a domestic front, we aim to help improve the inner cities by creating satellite communities, meaning we will form an international alliance with African entrepreneurs in order for us to launch international trade through our Christian business known as GRCAM of Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Our mission is to eradicate urban violence through arts, culture, commerce, and spiritual development. GRCAM Chicago will offer birthday parties / corporate events, karaoke, and interactive events, webinars, workshops, and launch African tours. GRCAM Chicago will offer cooperative grocery stores, cooperative healthcare clinics, and cooperative housing for our members. We will offer grievance groups to our members who have lost a family member or friend due to gun violence. We will offer services and programs to strengthen the Black family. GRCAM Chicago will raise the bar in Black America first by separating ourselves from hardened criminals, urban terrorists, active gang members, and pedophiles within the Black community. GRCAM Chicago will operate under 7 functions under one roof. They are as follows: a social service component, a spiritual component optional for secular people, a political component, an entertainment component, an entrepreneur component, a Black media component, and a health and wellness component. It is my hope that the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will become a permanent infrastructure for Chicago artists and become the hub throughout the Midwest for emerging Black artists and Black entrepreneurs. Our second film will be made in South Africa and is entitled African Liberator, Battle Against the Colonized Mindset. This film will focus on the colonized mindset, which is the internalized attitude of continental Africans felt by being colonized by Europeans. It is the belief that European culture is superior to African culture, and that's not, the case. The Kai of Africa for years, connecting with Africa from around the world has been a challenge, but now more than ever, it is imperative for the diaspora to make the connection physically and economically. I plan on applying for dual citizenship in South Africa. I want to make sure before I cut and run to Africa that my Christian business will be effective and successful, and also that I will be able to sustain myself before I relocate to Africa. I don't want to come to Africa empty-handed. I want to be in a position to offer economic tangibles to my members. I also want to connect African businesses, institutions, and entrepreneurs with the diaspora through my Christian business in America. GRCAM of Africa will partner with tailors, service providers, real estate companies, banks, and construction companies starting in South Africa, while helping build local businesses and improving local and international commercial trade between Africa and our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. GRCAM of Africa would offer the following: traveling and tour booking, real estate and relocation assistance, investment consulting and management. GRCAM of Africa will replicate GRCAM of Chicago and vice versa. Since Black America has rejected my vision and plan for the past 30 years, my organization will be membership-based. GRCAM is a global community of thinkers and builders. I need your help to move GRCAM from behind a computer into our urban communities that need our talents and skills. I believe this act of human collaboration across an open platform is essential to the low African American community and our collective future. My team of Black middle-class professionals will offer quality programs and services. They will be committed to affecting positive change in the communities in which we operate. We believe that quality education is the foundation for a successful community, along with economic empowerment and spirituality. In time, we will offer a second chance program for ex-offenders of nonviolent crimes, former gang members, and homeless individuals within the community. GRCAM Entertainment will give our members an opportunity to be in our theater performance, highlighting the best of Black culture and art. We will offer a variety of African, Caribbean, and African American food and beverage for purchase during business hours from several local vendors. We will offer interactive space for our members to create their films and their own music, both Christian and secular, in order to facilitate wholesome, live, family-oriented events. We will strive to fill a void in the live performance arena through our poetry, comedy, music, dance, local hip-hop, holy hip-hop, educational workshops / seminars, and more. Our goal is to empower our members and the community we will serve if given a chance. This is all I've been trying to do for the past 30 years. But again, I'm doing the best that I can to. Now I'm just focusing on just trying to do this film. But I wrote the vision and made it plain in my revised book, and yet, it's not on that bestsellers list. So, I'm just doing the best that I can while I can. GRCAM will be membership based in order for me to weed out people who don't care about our inner city youth, their families, or the black community. This is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. GRCAM will move forward to obtain land, infrastructure, and nationhood on the continent of our ancestor and our ancient homeland. Second topic, watch out for off-code Negroes. The way this world is headed, we're going to need each other. If you are anti-black unification, then remove yourself from my groups, my Facebook page, and my YouTube page. The civil rights movement owes its success to DAS, that is, descendants of American slaves. Yet the civil rights movement was hijacked because black people were begging the financial elites for freedom, justice, and equality. They added one word to script all of the bloodshed and hard work our people did during that time, which was to add minority in the civil rights legislation. This allowed other groups such as white women, Asians, Latinos, immigrants, and the LGBT to piggyback off our struggle. Those groups were not victims of American slavery. We were. Tangible resources are going towards other groups and their communities. This is the liberal agenda. Notice, anytime we are trying to advocate for black people, then there's a problem. My platform could be 100 times bigger if I was advocating for immigration, LGBT, or anything else except black, because mega corporations would support that in a heartbeat. I would rather stay focused and promote my vision and plan until we are able to get this film project fully funded and made. Whatever my people and others decide to bless us with, we will accept it. Black people who are not about black empowerment will not criticize white supremacy. When a road cop murders a black person, many of the victims' families go off cold just to get the bag. Let me be clear. Black celebrities do not speak for us because too often they are working to undermine us. They are in the pockets of the financial elites. People like Kwame Brown. I found an article entitled Ex-NBA player Kwame Brown defends Cal Rittenhouse, calls out black elites who push racist the S word. There's a lot of black individuals who live among us, but they identify with the dominant culture. The United States of America was founded on racial violence against the black man and the black woman for the purpose of genetic dominance. For him to align himself with this pro-Second Amendment mega crowd is a sad thing to see. If only we could get a critical mass of black people to embrace my vision and plan as a starting point for a universal code across the board, our social conditions would change within 6 months or two. If Cal Rittenhouse trial was not about race, then why are white supremacist groups supporting him? It's really sad that most black people are attracted to gutter commentary and not intelligent commentary, but that's life. I ran across an article from the Associated Press entitled, quote, "Woman Shot in Back by Missouri Officer Wins $2 million Settlement," unquote. Ashley Hall was an unarmed black woman who was shot in the back by a white road cop in a shopping center. Miss Hall was accused of running off with a cart full of unpaid groceries. The report claims Miss Hall was held and detained by store employees until police arrived. Miss Hall panicked and ran. Then she was shot in the back. The attempted murderer was allowed to resign. The district attorney is a black man. He didn't do anything with this case. Miss Ashley Hall received $2 million, but she had to agree with the stipulation that the department and the chief of police were free from liability. After Miss Hall accepted the bag, the district attorney recommended arbitration rather than prosecution. This process is called restorative justice. This is when the perpetrator of a crime is supposed to meet their victim and they talk. In too many cases, black people have shown that if you offer them the bag, they'll let you shoot them or kill their children. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. If you want to know more about this story, click on my Medium transcript post on my Facebook page and scroll down to show and prove for more detail. How can the community have relief knowing a would-be killer is working in their local community police department? On this video podcast, I want the black community to be informed and be engaged with what's really going on in Black America. That's why I talk about these stories. The third topic, post-Kyle Rittenhouse trial and the post-Ahmaud Arbery trial. Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty. We're not surprised. He went to a Black Lives Matter protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the purpose of targeting black people. He was in a video prior calling protesters looters and saying he wished he had a gun. Some people say that was premeditated. He also brought an illegal gun, but that was thrown out of the court. We witnessed this judge staying on code for white supremacy by making all sorts of unethical moves, like blocking evidence against Rittenhouse. The judge would not allow information about Kyle Rittenhouse affiliation with white supremacist groups like the Proud Boys and others. We waste a lot of time trying to prove the financial elites are being racist. They do these things blatantly and tell us to stop complaining. Anyone who thinks that this trial was fair and just is a white supremacist sympathizer. Having a judge act as a defense attorney for the defendant is beyond unethical. We knew Kyle Rittenhouse came to the protest to ambush black protesters. He wanted to lure black protesters from the crowd so he could harm them. Whenever there is civil unrest, then it's become open season on black people. Mainstream media was co-signing this because they all have an interest in maintaining systematic white supremacy. This trial is going to make the public have a zero competence in the American criminal justice system. We have to stop co-signing this double standard because that makes us complicit with non-justice. When it comes to prosecuting a white individual for a crime, they use legal loopholes to get them off the hook. I found an article in the Daily Cause entitled, quote, "Ex-Nazis now hold key DOJ counter-terrorist post highlights police infiltration threat." The DOJ, Department of Justice, has a former neo-Nazi who's working in high position. This is what we are up against. For more information, just go to my Medium transcript and scroll down to show and prove. This is why the criminal justice system never do anything about the Aryan nation and neo-Nazi working in the law enforcement. The system is corrupt, and that's why we have to be on code with each other. We should not have neo-Nazis and members of the Aryan nations working in law enforcement. Black people in America are sitting ducks because our black politicians have sold us out. We don't have a federal hate crime bill like the Asians because the Congressional Black Caucus, they signed a bill for that to pass. Yet they won't fight for black people. It's just how it is. They're in the pockets of the financial elites. This is what I have been preaching to Black America about for the past 25 years. Black people, we have to get codified so that we can build a future for the next generation. Once we build GRCAM, we can then out of the current system and promote true liberation and justice. We have to develop a liberation mindset. Taking penitentiary chances by looting things from stores is not revolutionary. That's just stealing. If there's a power outage, how are you going to protect yourself and your family? The financial elites are 100 years ahead of the game. They have stockpiles of guns, ammunition, food, canned goods, walkie-talkies, or three-way radios, water, generators, bomb shelters, plant seeds to grow food, the whole 9 yards. In contrast, the Ahmaud Arbery trial. Just a reminder, Ahmaud Arbery was a 25-year-old black man who was murdered because he was jogging through a white neighborhood. 3 white supremacists saw an opportunity to hunt down an unarmed black man. Family, this should be our wake-up call. It's important that we frame the narrative from a black viewpoint. We cannot allow the dominant society to control the narrative. After they murdered him, they tried to cover it up. A video surfaced which helped reopen the case, and the case went to trial. When you have black judges like Judge Lou Steves reprimanding white individuals, all of a sudden you see these oversight committees popping up out of nowhere. The jury came back with a guilty verdict. We also need charges filed on others who were involved, like the prosecutor and the first officer on the scene. Lately, the mainstream media has been showing stories about flash mobs in major cities across the United States. The media keeps telling the public this happens during Black Friday. They make it a point to spotlight these flash mobs, crimes, robbery, and young black people. Do a Google search and put in Black Friday and flash mobs to see what I'm talking about. The fourth topic. Sexist claims over King Richard's documentary. I watched the documentary. It was so refreshing to see a positive black family who can inspire the next generation. It was a very good story. White feminists are upset because this story is about a strong heterosexual father in the household. Richard Williams made it very clear that his daughters were winners. The mainstream media do not want to see strong black fathers who are confident. In black society, we also have black feminists who are angry and resentful at the idea of a confident black man. Black feminists is a bunch of individuals who identify with white supremacist ideology, and they express their hatred toward confident black men. They target black men to assault their reputation in order to make people not want to associate with them. There's an individual on Twitter by the name of Dr. Jessica Taylor. She decided to make a public comment about the documentary. She said, quote, "Did They seriously make a film called King Richard about the success of Venus and Serena Williams, but it's about their dad, Richard. The reason why white feminists and black feminists hate Richard Williams is because he represents black masculinity and black excellency. They are afraid of the thought that we are going to make our own stories. Jealousy in the black society is a real issue. Individuals who never accomplished anything, never built anything, try to give me advice about what I should do about starting my business. And, all I do is just tell them, hey, thank you for your opinion, but I didn't ask for it. If you want to do something, though, you could purchase the book. That's what they can do. Or share my information. But don't give me no advice if you ain't, putting in any money into this organization. Keep your opinion to yourself. It's just how it is. These white supremacist females try to change the topic by suggesting that a movie should be made just about Venus and Serena Williams. For these black feminists, it's not black men who are gerrymandering the black vote, giving out unjust sentences, or gentrifying the black community. It's rich white men that's doing that. The fifth topic, Prince William's comment about Africa. I found an article on Al Jazeera about Prince William's comment about Africa. He said the population growth in Africa is harming wildlife, unquote. For more information, go to my Medium transcript and scroll down to Show and Prove. The member of the financial elites, which is the oppressive class, are the ones who invaded, colonized Africa, and enslaved Africans in the New World. Now they have the guts to put a bigger premium on wildlife, saying human population is destroying the environment where animals reside. The financial elites accumulated their wealth by stealing and killing African people. In America, they are concerned more about animals than black children who are being slaughtered left and right in American ghettos every day. I would like to hear from the global black family. Please leave a public comment in the comment section on my YouTube page below this video, podcast, and also on my Facebook page. The last topic, Uprising against France in Guadeloupe. I found an article in the New York Times talking about the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe. France wants to impose mandates and the people aren't having it. This nation is still under French control. What France is doing is upsetting the black population because they are trying to impose all of their mandates on the population. After the people did a public protest, the French government decided to offer the people of Guadeloupe some autonomy. There have been a long struggle over inequality. Guadeloupe uses the euro currency and has close political ties with France. Notice anywhere you see a large black population, you have high unemployment when Europeans are in control of the economy. That's why we have to create our own economy, people. The recent tension in Guadeloupe started because France tried to impose mandates for healthcare workers, restaurants, and other venues. Angry and resentment over the government's handling of toxic pesticide called chloroquine, used for years in the French Caribbean after it was banned in France, have also fueled mistrust in the government's virus policies. Chloroquine is to blame for record levels of breast and prostate cancer in the region. Experts say it will remain in polluted soils for the next 700 years. That's sad. protesters demand higher wages and job benefits. Water supplies have been a major problem because of obsolete pipes that leave local residents without water. This is how France is treating black people. This is why the global black family must step up and take the lead, and this is why I created GRCAM, to unite the diaspora with continental Africans worldwide. What France is doing in West Africa is not good either. We must demand France to leave. Dr. Arikana called out France when she was head of the African Union, but African coons voted her out of office. How is it in the 21st century France is allowed to continue to colonize black nations? African people in West Africa need to speak out against France. That's the only way you're going to be able to get them out of your nation. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti did it. The only reason why Haiti is suffering today is because collectively the financial elites is using Haiti as an example to other black nations to not rebel against them. Notice the UN, the EU, and the United States are not saying anything about what France is doing. This is GRCAM's objective for us to fight for our liberation locally, nationally, and internationally. This is why I made my platform to give our brothers and sisters a voice to speak about our issues until I'm able to turn my vision and plan into a reality started in America. With that being said, I will open up the phone lines. I'll wait around for about 15 minutes. If I don't hear from anyone, then, I will call it a day. But bottom line, I'm not going to just sit around just twiddling my thumbs. Yes, it's been 30 years. It's frustrating, big time. But I'm not going to let that rejection, stop me from going forth. I know that this is spiritual warfare at its best. This is what I want to be remembered for. But again, I'm not just trying to sit behind a computer. This is why I do my show, to get the word out, to do my best that I can to connect with other brave and smart black people, African people, and others that is passionate about what I'm talking about and the cause. Help stop the genocide in American ghettos as I am, to connect with those people so we can turn my ideas into action. Because again, I'm just one black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. With that being said, phone lines are now open.